So today we'll be giving an example of someone who is applying to Canada for a tourist visa to go and watch a sports tournament in Canada. Introduction letter is very important that you attach it to all of your visa applications because it helps the visa officer to know a bit more about you and just an attempt to convince them as to why you should get your visa. So let's go straight into it. You can attach the visa office where you'll be the address of the visa office where you'll be submitting your application. Okay, my name is Jane Doe, a citizen of Nigeria, born March 17, 1995. I'm a proud mother to an adorable son and a wife to my wonderful husband, John Doe. Currently employed as a mechanical engineer with XYZ Limited. So, with your first paragraph, you just want to do a quick introduction of yourself, what you do, and what is important to you, right? I'm also pursuing a master's degree in film as a part-time student at the University of Calabar, Cross River, Nigeria, where I've been enrolled since March 2023. So here, you're just writing something else that you think is an important information that they should know, or something else that you think something important going on in your life, or a passion project, something else that you are involved with in your country, right? So the next paragraph should talk about why exactly are you traveling to wherever it is that you're going. So particularly for this trip, I intend to visit Montreal, Quebec from this date to this date, be very specific. The purpose of my trip is to attend the National Bank Open Tennis Tournament, a, a lifelong dream as a passionate tennis fan. This event presents a unique opportunity to watch some of my favorite stars, including Coco Gauff, Sabalenka, Iga Swiatek, compete live. Additionally, I plan to tour the city of Montreal, do some shopping, and enjoy some restful moments. The timing of this visit aligns perfectly with my annual leave from work and the conclusion of my semester at school, as my final exams for the semester is scheduled for this date. This trip will provide a well-deserved break from the demands of work and school. So you're just, what you're just telling them here is exactly why you want to go to Canada, why you need a holiday, and all of that. Next, you want to talk about why Canada, why not UK, why not America, why not France? Okay, visiting and exploring Canada has been a lifelong aspiration. I'm drawn to Canada's multicultural environment and the sense of safety it offers to solo female travelers. Montreal captivates me with its vibrant blend of old world charm and modern attractions, which I'm eager to experience firsthand. So it's very important for you to just do a quick research about where you are going to. It shows thoughtfulness. It shows that um you didn't just wake up and say, "Oh, I want to go to Canada today." It shows that you are interested in the country. It shows that you love the country for some particular reason or the exact place we are going to. So, for instance, if you're traveling to a place and they have important iconic sites, you might want to say, "Oh, I want to visit this place because there's an important iconic site that I want to visit. I've heard so much about it. I've read about it in books, and I'm dying to, experience that place firsthand. Just something that shows that you are excited about where you are going to. Over the years, I've traveled internationally to several countries, including, so you can just put in all of the places you've gone before. If you've traveled before, it just shows that, you didn't just wake up one morning and say you want to travel to Canada. You've been to other places, you love to travel. I've consistently adhered to visa regulations and returned home after every visit. This just shows that you are a responsible traveler. And if you have been able to come back after visiting other countries, it also shows that if you're granted this visa to Canada, you will also be coming back, to your home country. My passion for exploring new destinations had led me to document my travel in ebooks, which serve as guide for other travelers. I utilize my holidays and time off work to explore diverse cultures and traditions worldwide. I can confirm that I have the financial means to cover the expenses for this trip. So here you want to talk about how are you going to finance the trip, okay? Enclose that documents demonstrating my financial stability, including my bank account statement with a balance of, this is just an example, 12 million naira. So you might want to convert that to Canadian dollars to make it easier for the visa officer to just do a quick conversion, right? Additionally, my steady income as a mechanical engineer provides further stability and security for this trip. I would like to emphasize my strong ties to Nigeria. So here you want to quickly talk about, you said some things up there before. You talked about your family, you talked about your job, but here you want to emphasize it to show that you have things tying you down to your home country that are waiting for your return. So you can't just abandon your um responsibilities to travel, right? I've been employed as a mechanical engineer with XYZ for over 5 years, a role that requires my continued presence and dedication. If you've been working somewhere for over 5 years, I mean, that kind of shows commitment, right? As a part-time student, my academic commitment includes physical attendance for classes and exams. These responsibilities necessitate my return to Nigeria. If you're doing something else, maybe you might not be a student, maybe you have an NGO you work with, maybe you have a side business, a business on the side that you do, or whatever it is, you are part of a committee that requires your presence in Nigeria, you're part of a club that you're actively involved in, and maybe you hold a leadership position in that club or whatever it is, just something to show that you have a community in your home country. That's what your introduction letter is for. It helps the visa officer to know you better. It helps the visa officer to have an idea of what you are doing in your country that will necessitate your return back. Furthermore, I'm deeply committed to my family and community. I'm a married woman with a young son and the primary caregiver to my elderly mother, who is a widow. I'm also a dedicated member and leader in my church where I head the music department, still showing strong ties and things that require your presence in your home country. These obligations underscore my strong connection to family, profession, academics, and community in Nigeria. I'm a responsible and law-abiding traveler who has never violated the regulations of any country I've visited. I assure you of my full intention to return after my visit to Canada. So, for everything that you have said in this your letter, you have to provide proof. Okay. So let's talk about some of the proof that you have to provide. Attached to my application are the following documents. So you can just list out all the documents that speak to all of these wonderful things that you've written up there. So family pictures, you might want to show, you said you're a married woman with kids, you have a mother, you might want to show a family picture with your husband, your child, your mom, just to show that you have a community here in Nigeria. You said you have a church community as well. You might want to show pictures of that community, and all of that. You said you're a student, you might want to show maybe one or two pictures in school, or if you're working, you can show pictures of you at work, you with colleagues, just something to show that you have people in your home country. You're booking accommodation. If you're not staying with someone, just show accommodation booking. You can use booking.com for this. If you are working, you need your pay slips, right? This is shows that you understand. You said earlier that you have a steady income from working with XYZ. Show the pay slips for the past 6 months that you've worked with XYZ. If you're using a bank account, show your bank account statement that shows the amount of money. You said in here that you have a bank with a balance of 12 million naira. We want to see that bank account statement. If you're employed, show an introduction letter from your employer, or you can show your employment letter. If you've been promoted at work before, you might want to put your employment letter there. Those things just show that you are committed where you work. You said you are a student. let's see the admission letter from your school or a letter from your dean or something showing that you are a student. You said you are committed with your church and you are a leader heading in a department. If you can get a letter from your church to just corroborate that fact. Okay, you also said earlier that you have been to XYZ number of countries. Put in passport stamps and pictures from your previous travels. Include it in here. Okay, just so that they show that they know that you have been to other countries before. Your introduction letter should also have an activity itinerary, very important. So you're spending 8 days in Canada. You see how I've put this together? The dates, location where you are, where you're going to be staying, and the activities. It shows that your trip is well thought out and planned out. It shows you know exactly what you are going to do in Canada, right? So the activities, this is what I do on this day. I'm checking in on this day. You said you're going there to watch a tennis tournament, right? So I'm going to watch this tennis tournament. Um, on this day I'm going to do what's it called, tourist trip around Montreal. On this day I'm also going to go back and watch the tournament. On this day I'm going to do some shopping. Just do a little bit of research into where you're going to and know some of the things that you can do there. If you say you are going as a tourist, you need to mention some specific places. It shows that you are thoughtful. It shows that you are looking forward to this trip. You can also put in a cost breakdown. How much am I going to spend when I'm there? Your flight, accommodation, feeding, your tours, shopping. It means that you have planned your costs, you've planned your spending. Um, and whatever it is that you're going to do there. Okay, so for some countries, you might not have the opportunity to put all of this um, documents attached in a particular portal. So you can also attach some of these things in your introduction letter. So after you've put in your itinerary, your cost breakdown, sincerely, then if you want to put your family pictures here, if you want to put pictures of where you've traveled to before, if you want to put some other things, another thing you can add, another document you can add is your tax clearance certificate. Okay, your tax clearance certificate shows, if you have access to it, it shows that you are a responsible person in your home country that pays taxes. It just speaks well of you, right? So if you have that as a business owner or as an employee, you can add your tax clearance certificate as well as a document you want to submit. So please, when you are submitting your document for any country, include an introduction letter. It helps them to know you better. Okay, so I will just put in another example very quickly. So what if you're not traveling for tourism? Okay, you might be traveling to visit a family member. So I will just edit this real quick and put in um another paragraph. So this paragraph just shows um this is an example for someone who is going to the UK with a family trip now, not a single traveler trip. I'm traveling with my husband and my son from this date to this date. The primary purpose of this trip is to spend the Easter holidays with my brother, his wife, and their children, Jane and John. This visit is special to me because it marks the first time my son will meet his cousins, and it will also be my first time meeting my niece and nephew in person after years of connecting through video calls. My husband and I are looking forward to deepening our bonds with my brother and sister-in-law during this holiday, sharing meals, exchanging stories, and participating in joint events. My sister-in-law and I have long shared a close relationship, and this trip will allow us spend quality time together while our husbands strengthen their bonds. It will be such a joy to finally meet my niece and nephew and create wonderful memories with them. Additionally, I plan to do some shopping and enjoy some restful moments during this trip. So this paragraph here that I just included just shows, okay, if you're traveling as a family to visit another family abroad, this is an example of what they want to see. They want to see your closeness. They want to see that, make it emotional, appeal to their feelings. Okay, so some of the documents that you would attach in here for this kind of trip, I want to see proof of your relationship with your said brother and his wife and their family. You can include pictures of yourself with your brother or your sister-in-law the last time you met. You can include pictures um from just try and make it make it seem like these people, right? You cannot be saying you want to see go and visit your brother and your sister-in-law and you guys don't share a picture together, you don't have anything in common. Okay, so that might just be one of the additional documents that you might want to add in here. And if you say that you'll be visiting a family member and staying with them, then you don't need a booking accommodation. This will go off your list. What will be there is you have your host send you maybe their utility bill and proof of address of your host, and your host also sends you a letter showing that they are expecting you and your family to come and spend some time with them. So I hope this has helped you. If you need help to tailor your introduction letter, particularly to a trip that is upcoming, you can send me an email if you think you want to include some more detail. But I believe this will work for anybody, anywhere, Canada, UK, Schengen, whatever country that you are applying to that requires you to write an introduction letter. This is very detailed that, and I believe it will go a long way to helping your visa get a positive response. Thank you so much. Bye.